Hello, everybody. I'm Jay Lynn, and welcome to episode 13 of my Minecraft survival world. And today we're going to be going from this to this. Ever since I've moved down to this island down here where I plan on doing all my villagers, this little beach area has really been calling my name more than anything. I've never done a tropical build before, so that's kind of what I got in mind today. And like I said in the episode when we were planning things out, I just plan on having buildings kind of wrap around the back here and contain the beach area so it can be nice and immersive and really feel like you're in a nice tropical beach. But we're going to have to start with some serious land shaping here, trying to get this sand a little more level. Really got things looking better here. Definitely gives me just a nice cleaner area to start work from, and I'm pretty excited for this. I feel like I've got a good vision in mind. So we'll take away the planning wool here. Does a great job of holding the spot. We are going to move things up a little bit, so first I figure out exactly where I want the road, or the boardwalk I guess you could say, and we'll plan the buildings accordingly. Try to get a couple good angled buildings in here to really help with the wrapping of the beach effect and containing it. If they were all just square and facing one way, you wouldn't quite get that effect. So get a couple interesting shaped buildings. And I'm thinking this is gonna do about good. I'm liking the placement, and you can imagine from down here, once we start getting the walls built up, it's going to be a nice little backdrop, so I just jump right into doing that. And now that I got the buildings where I want them, I went ahead and finished getting the boardwalk all laid out. When I took this step back here, I really started getting excited just because at this point, the project just seemed so achievable and doable, and that the vision I had in mind could actually come to fruition. So I was pretty excited. But first I need to still do a little work down here. One main thing is I'm going to extend the sand out, cover this little inlet of water here. And I also decided I wanted to wrap the boardwalk around and have it come all the way around this way, about at this level here, and go ahead and bring some sand and cover all this grass and make it beach. It'll just make the area a little bigger and more immersive, and that's what we're going for. Did end up being a good amount of work though. Brought in a little stone to try to make this steep, almost cliff area make a little more sense. Then I got pathing out the boardwalk. I'll spare you from all the sand placing. It was definitely a good amount, but we got the job done here. And then I got putting a fence along the boardwalk up here because I do plan on having villagers running around, so this will help contain them, and it looks a lot better. Plan a few stairways down onto the beach for people who want to go down there. I did end up putting another building at this end of the boardwalk here. I went a little bigger with this one since it's kind of all by itself down here, but I think it's going to look good. Then I ended up digging out kind of behind all the buildings. Like I said, I plan on having villagers and also just a way of separating the beach from the rest of the area, trying to do a little rock wall behind that will keep the villagers in, and I'll make it steep on the other side so that keep the zombies out. And then it was just spreading sand all over the place, making it more beachy, and planting a few bamboo to get a little greenery in the area, and sugarcane. And once again, stepping back, I was just really excited. I can honestly, I know I've said this on a lot of my episodes, a lot of things I build, but this is definitely could be the most fun project I've ever really made. I just, for whatever reason, I just really enjoyed the process and seeing the transformation. And yeah, expanding the beach over here really makes a difference. Like I said, as far as just making it a lot more immersive so you don't feel like you're just on a teeny little beach. And the scale of the buildings, I think I'm doing really good on. I think everything's just going really well. But at this point, I wanted to take a little break. And I want to start every episode kind of stepping away and revisiting some old projects just so I don't let things sit without being worked on, and kind of chip away at this board here. There's been a couple things that we've done, like we found another fortress, and we've got our base at the villager island, and we're going to slowly knock things off here. Today I want to focus on lighting. The main thing I'm wanting to do is get some lamp posts spread around the Microfarm mountain area. Since we've got the area lit up, I want there to be some light sources just so it makes a little more sense. And it's simple, but I think it's going to work good here, so we're just going to repeat the process. Once I got done with that, I ended up taking on a whole other project, which was removing all the torches from my whole spawn area up here. Besides the tree farms, I guess, but as far as the main area, we got rid of all the torches and replaced them with hiding some pumpkins under the ground. Then we went around and replaced some of these pumpkin lamps with glowstone, which I think looks really good in this area since the glowstone has a little more pink and yellow in it, which match with the cherry wood and the bamboo that I've got going on up here. Then lastly, we went around and just put some well-placed, strategically placed lanterns just to have more light sources in the area. Just like I said, make a little more sense. And in the end, I think we got things looking pretty good around here. I'm really liking these lamps. They just make the area feel a lot more complete. Got some down there at the mine area as well. And yeah, just getting rid of all the torches, just having everything be so much cleaner. Just looks really good. I think the lanterns just make a big difference instead of having torches around, and I even went and hid all the lighting around the waterfall area down here. I'll need to get a lamp or two to have a light source down there, but got rid of the torches at least. It's looking really good. But yeah, I can't overemphasize just how much the posts really make this area feel a lot more complete. And I do like doing the redstone lamp with the daylight sensor, because I'd like them turning off and on, and just makes it give a different vibe at different times of day. And yeah, I think the glowstone just looks really good in the area. Definitely just makes more sense. And we got the farm area lit up pretty good. We do have a straggler over here. I'm sure I'll be finding these every now and then, but not a problem. The corner was kind of dark, so I will put a lantern there. But yeah, one place I didn't do was the sheep farm down here. And I thought it'd be kind of a good place to give you a good before and after. So you see all these torches around here, and might not bother you much, and I've got them looking all right, but when you see what it looks like when they're all gone, I feel like it just makes such a huge difference. Something I usually procrastinate on too long before I actually do it, but it's very satisfying when I finally get it done, have all the torches taken away. So yeah, that was a good little project, catching up on something old. And like I said, I'm going to start doing that every episode just so we don't neglect things. But now we're going to get back to the main event here and get some roofs put on these buildings. And luckily I've been doing quite a few bamboo trips, saving up lots of bamboo because this took up lots of bamboo. I do the same pattern for all the roofs, no matter the shape of the building, just going up one slab at a time until they all meet at the final center. That keeps the roofs kind of flat, which is what I picture when I picture this beach area. Ended up looking kind of yellow, but I do think it does a good job of portraying the straw roofs I was going for. I did decide putting some trims on would probably look good, break things up a little bit. I liked the first one I did, so I just repeat the process using different types of wood for the different buildings just to change things up a bit. And I'm liking it. These buildings are starting to get a little character. Definitely, I feel like I'm getting that beach vibe I'm going for. Decided to give a few of them little awnings kind of leaning over the boardwalk. I thought would be a cool way to make things a little different. And I'm liking how they turned out. I think they're looking good. I didn't do it on all of them because I want each building to kind of have a little bit of uniqueness, even though I do want them to look the same as well. But I decided things were looking a little too neat, so I thought I would try to see if I could make it look like we had some straw dripping over the edges. And although I liked it, I felt it was a little too busy, so I went up and just took away where I had them hanging down below and just pretty much replaced some of the trims with straw just to make it look like it was coming over the edge just a little bit. While I was up there, I took the little bit of wheat I had and added some textures to the roof. When I get more wheat, I'll come back and do this a little more, and it will make the roofs look a little more natural and better. But I think getting the straw leaning over just does break things up a little bit and looks really good. Go to sleep so you can see it in the daytime. Yeah, I think it just looks a lot better not being quite so neat, looking a little more weathered, which is what happens on beach communities. So I'm really liking it. But now we're really going to make it tropical around here and start really getting the vibe going with my first palm trees I've ever made. And let me just say, these are some of my favorite trees I've ever made. And I was liking it. I decided it'd be cool to have one branching off the other direction as well. It's kind of what I picture when I think of a palm tree sometimes. I was super happy with it, and I built this planning on stripping the wood. It looks good both ways, but I think the strip just makes it brighter, which is what I'm going for down here. And I think that's going to do the trick. Now I just need to do that quite a few more times to really get this tropical vibe down here. I like using the lanterns as a coconut because you want to light up the tree anyway. Keep it mob safe, and it looks a lot like the cocoa beans. I really wanted to have one at this end of the boardwalk here, so I had to raise the sand level up quite a bit just to have it make a little more sense. And all I can say is vibes. This is the best I've ever done at setting out to create a vibe, and I'm really feeling like I'm doing what I wanted. And a few more details will even add to that. I think adding these fences into these buildings does more to just make it feel a little more weathered and beachy. Went around and used some white stained glass for a few of these buildings, and I wanted to leave a couple of them open, kind of as like some open air bar type things. And I went around and gave each building a couple flower pots, because flower pots, as usual, are just a great way to add color. Ended up building a little gazebo. I'll be honest, I kind of rushed this. I'll probably come back and redo it at some point, but it does the trick for now. I didn't want to break up the building montage there, but one of the nights we did find a zombie villager, so I went ahead and trapped him and went and got my prepared potions and golden apple and got them all cured up. Blocked him in with some glass for now. I will still have this be an open air bar, but wanted to keep him safe. But we're going to work with villagers probably next episode. We're not going to do that today. We're actually going to call her for now, I'm thinking. We've got this place looking really good. I love the beach towels and the little umbrellas and lawn chairs set up down here. Definitely just getting this tropical vibe that I had in mind, and honestly, I succeeded more than I really imagined I would. So, like I said earlier, this honestly is one of my favorite builds I've ever made. I know I've said that before, but that's just kind of happening since we're doing this YouTube thing. So I do plan on putting like a little beach house up here, and I'll make all that grass sand. But yeah, look at the area here. From where we started to what we're looking like now, I'm just real excited. Like I said, next episode, I'll probably work on getting it to where all the buildings have some villagers inside, and I'll actually work on getting some good trades going on and stuff. I'll block them off up here so they can run around, at least in this contained area here. But yeah, and I think once we get the interiors done in these buildings, it'll really do a lot to make the area come alive a lot more. By the way, these are the first torch flowers I've ever planted, so that shows you how lackadaisical I am sometimes on keeping up with the updates. But yeah, you can't beat a nice tropical beach at sunset. I think the palm trees, I just really like them. They're all, once you kind of get in a groove, they're fairly easy to make. A little annoying, but I just think they add so much character. Custom trees always add a lot to a land, but I think this is even more than usual. Go ahead and come out here and show you how cool it's looking at nighttime. I think it's just looking awesome. Not to mention our spawn area up there is looking awesome down here. So imagine when we get this whole bay filled up. I mean, that's a long time down the future, but I just think it's going to be such an awesome Minecraft world. I'm super excited. I love the nighttime vibes around here. But yeah, with that, I think we're going to call it an episode here. As always, I appreciate every little bit of support everybody's given me, and everyone's just been super nice, and I'm really enjoying it. And I hope to just keep going and keep y'all interested. So thanks again for coming, and have a good day.